Hey everyone, it's Miss Tammy. Today we are going to talk about writing. So for our writing lessons, we do something called predictive writing. So we have a sentence starter, and then every week we choose a word or words to finish the sentence starter, and then we kind of talk about different things. So each day we kind of break it down. So I'm going to be going through an example of what to do for writing each week. I wanted to make a video for each week for writing. I don't know if I will have the time to do that. So I'm going to make this one, and then if you have any questions, let me know. There's also a summary of kind of what we are doing on the Google Classroom pages and Weebly pages, or the Weebly page. So if you have any questions, just let me know, and it will be great. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the thing so I tell you the right thing. Okay, so day one. Day one is finish the sentence starter. So our sentence starter this week is I went to. So I made this little picture. So every week I have a picture chart that the kids can point to finish the sentence, because a lot of the kids in our class don't talk very well or don't talk at all. So I have a picture. So I go through every week. So did you go to your house? Did you go to school? Did you go to the park? Did you go to the store? Did you go to the library, or did you go to a restaurant or McDonald's? Most of the kids recognize Walmart and McDonald's, so they just kind of point to those. So I model it first, and I always say, I went to my house. And then each kid gets to choose, where did you go? And by no means do they have to choose one of these. If they can talk, or if you want to choose something else, do it. So I'm going to choose for me and just say, I went to, and then I'm going to choose my house. So then I would write it. So I went to my, it's really hard to write, my house. And if you have it on a piece of paper, you can have, we'll do it this way. I went to my house. This is not the best writing. Okay. So I went to my house, and we go through, and it texted for me. That's pretty nice. Okay, so then I go through and I have each kid picks their own sentence, and then we read it. If the kids can't talk, I have them do their signs. So I point to themselves, I went, I don't know the sign for went, but go is like this, go to my house. So I went to my house. And then the kids would do it if they pick the library. I went to the library. Different things. You can just have them point to the words as you say it. So I went to my house. I have this little text button too. If you have one at your house, great. If you don't, that's okay. But it just has a record button. So say, I went to my house. And then they play it.
I went to my house.
And so I have each kid do that. So just have them interact with the sentence as best as they can, so that it becomes more engaging. For one, it's fun to learn, and two, they're part of it. That's not just some like random thing out there. Like, it's their sentence. They helped do it. So that was day one. Okay. Now we have day two. So this is usually on Tuesdays. So day two is you reread the sentence and model fluently. So don't be like, I went to my house. Just normal. I went to my house. And same thing, you start every kid, in your case, is probably just your child, just read their sentence. If they can't read it, have them point to the words as you read it. Or have them do the signs, I went to my house. Or if you have a text button,
I went to my house.
You can also record it on your phone, like I went to my house, and then have them press play. Again, engage them in what you are doing. Make it their sentence. Okay, so then day 2, you talk about the different parts of grammar. And with my class, your students, they're not going to understand grammar of verbs and nouns and stuff right away. Start with the basics. So capital is the first letter, capital. You know, all sentences have to have a capital. And then we talk about at the end, it has a period. It has a little dot. So if it's a sentence, does it start with a capital? Does it have a dot? Then it's a sentence. We can talk about, we start on the left side when we read. So which one's your left hand? You can do the L's. Look, this one makes an L. Working on your alphabet recognition. L, left side. So we have to start on the side. This is your right side. It doesn't say L. It's backwards. So we have to start on our left and read our sentence. I went to my house. And then just have them point to the right or the left side of the sentence. You could, some weeks we count how many words are in each sentence. So, to help them practice, you know, numbers along with it, incorporate everything, I write the number under it as we count. So there's 1, 2, 3. It's not going to stay. Okay, there we go. 4, 5. Let's see if this will work. 2, 1. There are 5 words in my sentence. It's not going to work. But you can just have them write down on. We'll just get rid of it. So have them write down on a piece of paper, right? If you write, I went to my house, draw a dot or write the number under each thing so they understand that each word is different. It's another thing. If they don't understand words, start out with that. Say, this is a letter right here. The E says eh, that is a letter. If we put all the letters together, like W-E-N-T for went, that is a word. And there's a space in between each word. So we know that this is one word, and then there's a space. So went is another word, and then there's a space. To, and then there's a space. My, and then there's a space. House. So we have 5 words. And you can count the letters in each word. Day 2 is just interacting them with a sentence, getting them familiar, what sides of the sentence they start reading on, how many words, letters, capitals, periods, just stuff like that, the basic stuff for a sentence. Okay, day 3 or Wednesday, usually throughout the week, talks about working with a cut up sentence. So in my class, I just type up all of the sentences and I print it out and then we print. For you guys, you have one sentence. You don't have to waste that much paper for one sentence. It's up to you. I just wrote mine. So I went to my house. Then, so this part is you're going to have the kids cut the sentence. And this is a great time again, day 3, talk about, there's a space. So we know that this is a word, and then there's a space. So this is a word, and then there's a space. So we want them to cut in between the sentence, or in between the words. So we can work on their fine motor skills, along with writing, along with counting. And letter recognition. It's kind of everything combined. So let me get scissors, and then I'll show you. Okay, again, have them interact with this sentence strip as much as possible. Whether it's them holding it while you cut it, preferably they should cut it to work on those fine motor skills. So you can cut it, or you hold it while they cut. They cut while you hold it. Just beware that you don't get cut with the scissors while you're doing that. Again, they can hold the scissors and you can put your hand over it and then you can help them do it. I have one kid in my class. I hold the scissors and he just pushes my thumb down. But he's interacting with the sentence. So cut it out. Make sure they're doing it. Again, if it doesn't have to be perfect, if they accidentally cut along a word, you're gluing it together and just say, oh no, we made a mistake. That's okay. Next time we'll do better. So we have our worked up our sentence. Okay, so this is number 3. And in the thing, it says that we're going to work with a cut up sentence. So I have this example. This is what we do in my class, is I have it on the board. It says, I went to my house. And then I have all these words down here that they have to match to be the same. So I start out and I give the example. So I have, what's our sentence? I went to my house. Let's find a word. I'm going to use this word, and I'm going to put it right here. Is that the same? No, this word says my. This word says went. They are different. They're not the same. We have to find the same. And I'll say, oh, look, this one starts with a W, and this one has a W. They match. Went, went. They are the same. That's how we know. And then, it's not what I wanted to move. So then I have each kid come up, and they take turns at home with just your kid. Have them do it to the best of their ability. If they make mistakes, then say, oh, that's different. That's different. It needs to be the same. You can say, oh, this one has 2 letters. Let's find another word that has 2 letters. Or if you're working on letter recognition, this one starts with an H. Let's find another one that starts with an H. If you want to link back into Tuesday, day 2 things, you can say, this one has a period and this one has a period that we need to match. At your house, since you don't have a smart board, I just wrote it again on a different piece of paper. And then I'm going to get the paper we cut up and try to match it. Same thing. Went, my. Are they the same? No. Look, this word is bigger or longer than this word. And they start with different things and have a match. So just have a match the best that they can. Put it in order so that they can match words, which works on lots of different ways or lots of different things in the brain. It also helps them understand sentence structures left to right. Okay, next we have day 4. Day 4, which is usually Thursday. On short weeks, again, you can mix and match these however you need to. So, day 4 are usually Thursday, is glue the sentence. And I forgot glue. Okay, so you're going to, I just have a shorter piece of paper, a smaller piece of paper. Fine motor skills, we want to work on them gluing as much as possible or them interacting. So if you can match the words, if you need a refresher, you can have them match the words into their thing, however they do it, and then glue it in order. So let's glue it. Just got a big chunk of glue. I went, and say the word as you put it down so they can get familiar, and it works on sight reading. You can sound out words, whatever level they're on, you can make it work for them. So it's not boring for them and they can still interact with it. So 2, my house. This one's a little long for the paper. That's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you're going to have them glue it and then write it underneath it. So I went to my house. If they can't write or they don't want to write underneath it, don't have them do it. This is the important part. This is just a bonus part that we are working on. A lot of the kids don't have good fine motor control. So you just need to do what you can to do it. So if they can't write it, again, that's okay. Okay, so that's day 4. Next, we have day 5, which is usually Friday. So day 5 is we're going to get our sentence that we glued on yesterday, and we're going to draw a picture underneath it. It does not have to be perfect. I'm going to draw a house because I can draw a house. It's not going to look good, but that's okay. And then I'm going to be walking. So I went to my house. Here is an example of what sentence that we did a couple weeks ago. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's scribbles. It doesn't look like I'm a horse at all. The point of writing is to just get them used to holding a pencil in their hand or writing utensil in their hand correctly, moving it, controlling it, so we can start working on those pre-writing skills even more. So here has been a short-ish example of writing for the week.